quite the different draft here, Grant, that we have from both sides, really, especially with this, as I'm sure you guys are at home as well, to see what Miracle especially built, as long as he's playing it. So, is he playing it?
Yeah,
I think he. Yeah, it looks like that is the case. So, all right, mid Underlord, here we go.
I think the big thing they were talking about too, the opening, right? Night Stalker, Beastmaster. You've got a lot of vision with the Hawk at nighttime. Your Night Stalker is gonna go crazy. I think just vision. I think one of the biggest things, PPD, you know, the optic captain always talked about was if you have the vision advantage, you've already won half the game. So and right now, Liquid definitely has the vision game.
It really does go without saying. I mean, vision game is obviously a very, very, very important tool of the game. So Liquid has plenty there. You see the earlier bounty runes about to spawn at least, and Liquid's actually going to try to contest for one. On the other side, Yoku playing the Skywrath, so it is a support Skywrath to go along with the Witch Doctor, of course. And it goes back to the point that you're making with the draft, you know, that early Skywrath pick. And initially, I do really wonder if they were planning to potentially make it a core, but as you say, you go live stealer, it's like, oh, okay, we really can't do this anymore.
And it's interesting because it's not like Skywrath forces you to pick a counter for him. Any hero can counter that hero with a BKB. I mean, obviously, Lifestealer has one built in with Rage, but it's like that hero's like, oh, we got to counter him. Like, your core is going to eventually counter him.
The thing with the Skywrath too is the idea of the Ancient Seal is a great silence and, you know, nice amp damage on top of that. But go back to the silence. I mean, you look at this Dire team and no one's really like overly concerned about getting silence, right? You know, it's not like a Quap or a Storm Spirit even, something like that along those lines. So, really curious to see how that works out for Yoku. As I say that though, Gostic's in trouble, and Yoku, of course, he's not on the IO this game. He's on a Skywrath mage, so all he can do is spam Arcane Bolts and say, "Get off my friend." But Liquid, they get the first blood.
That was just odd because you knew they were up there. You have the deep ward right there that scouted them out. You saw them all at that rune, and you just kind of give away first blood. I'm talking about early game kills not mean that much, but you give it away for nothing.
Doesn't mean you just throw yourself away. Like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be back in a couple seconds. Not the biggest deal. No, it is kind of a big deal, and they're going for Yoku this time, but a little too fast. So now turn play uneventful, but again, Kuroki, he's got teammates. He's plenty tanky and will survive. So it's still a 2 versus 3 lane. Do you ever see Witch Doctor coming up here, or is he too busy bottom lane, you think?
And you see it already, right? There's 2 range creeps from the Dire pushing in, so you're going to be happy with this dual lane top. Even though you gave away first blood, the creep wave is pushing towards you. And damn, I'm looking at the middle wave last hits, 10-2 on the Underlord and 7-1 on the DK, so it's going to be, I mean, both of them are going to farm. I think eventually, actually, I mean, if no one ever comes this lane, I think both are just happy farming. Neither of them are really going to run out of regen or anything.
No, they're just, they're just, you know what, you CS, I'll CS, let's just do our own thing.
Let's be cool.
Let's be cool. The Atrophy Aura, though, you know, when he's nearby especially, pretty effective against FN, so the Firestorm spam, you see the build that he's going for, no surprise there. The early soul rings, so far, you know, this is typical Underlord stuff, nothing too crazy, at least at this point yet. Again, we'll see how he builds eventually.
Talking about that, just laning, but Kyle always talk, I'm surprised he doesn't like Skywrath more, because you talk about, you got to win the laning phase, and Skywrath might be one of the best laners. His Q at level 1 is probably the highest damage per, like, mana ratio. It does so much damage.
Yeah, no, he spamming that Arcane Bolt, pretty good. It is a pretty effective strategy you saw right there at the top lane, using it. Meanwhile, Miposhka bottom lane has that Caskin, pretty good tool against a hero like a Beastmaster throughout the game, and we've seen a lot of pressure being applied, but there's a pull, and Miposhka, only so much you can do about it.
That's still one of the most drastic nerfs is Kuroki. Gets the stick off.
He's fine.
Survive, That's the thing too, right? Stick just counters you throwing those arcane bolts so much, and now GH, look at him, sticks up.
Oh, and the wave of terror hit, but he's slow by a caustic finale slow. He's still running after him. It's not nighttime for another minute, and the TP attempt from Yoku. It's going to be it. Not enough. The void comes out from GH at the split last second. God, that was close.
Yeah, wasn't now already in Liquid. They're doing great. Even Mind Control, look at, he's in a little bit of trouble right here. I think he's dead.
He's dead for sure. Yeah, the cask was ready to go from Miposhka, so man, he's having difficulties. We saw earlier he took a lot of harassment, and now he even dies on top of that.
And you talking about that one's a little bit bigger death for Liquid, because he just lost 3 melee creeps and a range creep to the tower. He pulled him in, and he just doesn't get any of that experience. That's a lot different than when Ghostic died up top, because he didn't lose any creeps, but Mind Control does.
Good point there. Mirko does have a level advantage, at least here in the middle lane, and CS 25-3, 21-1 right now for DK. So it is going slightly in favor of the Underlord.
Well, Mind Control's back at it again.
It's like, you know what? If it doesn't work the first couple of times, let's try it yet again. Top lane, GH. Well, actually going to assist for the kill. Matoma Man was getting low himself. They do lose the Vengeful Spirit, but now they're running after Yoku. At least GH is. Looks like he'll be fine as Void coming out, though, and GH is still running after him, and it is nighttime after all.
I love it. I love how he used the mango, doesn't even go for the kill, and just he gets both bounty runes now because he scares them away.
True.
Nice, and now we're going to just see double soul rings middle. Yep, they already both have their soul rings. That lane, if no one goes there, if it was like me just watching, I'm like, I'm not even going to go this lane. This is going to be such a boring lane. They're both going to be so farmed, but like nothing's actually going to happen there unless, you know, FN tanks Firestorm when he shouldn't.
I do definitely want to keep an eye on Underlord, though, and again, we'll see what he has queued up, especially because that is the big question mark. Goes back to that. You mentioned the soul ring, no surprise, but we'll see what he gets from there. Bottom lane, though, Phantom Lancer, a hero that we haven't really talked about at all yet, is having the top farm of the game. Back to the middle lane, there's the rotations we're talking about. It is nighttime, so GH extra effective. Arcane Bolt spam, Miracle, taking plenty of return damage. With that Breathe Fire, he'll manage to walk it off, though, and ultimately nobody dies on this gank attempt.
It's going to be okay, and they're just going to go. Shrine is up at 5 minutes. They're okay, kind of, not suiciding for that, but using a lot of their HP, they can just go Shrine and come back to the lane.
Mind control, it's rinse and repeat down here. Miposhka, same story. Phantom Lancer, though. That's a level 6 Phantom Lancer, by the way, against a level 2. Beastmaster Crookie's like, I love you, man, but I can't do a thing here.
That's such a good play. He just gets the kill, stops them. Look at bottom lane. He may, I don't even think he's going to miss one creep, possibly. Pretty good. Not even going to the lane. A smoke gang coming.
Yeah, decision making definitely on point. Speaking of this, Empire looking for a play on a Miracle. They kind of baited him out of sorts right there. Maledict, strong tool against him. It's only level 1 Maledict, though, but will it be enough? Especially with their auto attack, that one misses, but the Arcane Bolt's coming in. I think that is enough in the end. He's going to go for the TP. Never mind, actually. I guess the wand use. Yeah, he had that still. Meanwhile, Miposhka, he gets run down by GH. GH going to keep on going. Concussive shot will slow him down. Breathe Fire connects. GH still just barely alive. Eats the Tango. He's good for now. And he's going to make it out of there, actually. Oh, no TP, though, so still a little awkward.
Nighttime still has more tangos to him. Oh, Liquid. Nice gank there. Almost looked like it could have been a bit bad for that mid Underlord, but he's out.
Wow, double damage Vengeful. Skywrath a little lucky that he wasn't hanging around still. Be dying there, but it still might actually be in trouble as I say that.
I'm curious, so you are letting this PL just complete free farm. It's not like a Luna who can just, I mean, PL still farms super quick, not as quick, but
and it's that engagement top lane. We saw it coming from a mile away. They did not, unfortunately, not the best vision to deal with it. Caustic does go down, and now Yoku realizing, oh crap. He did not see that coming, so they lose their teammate in the Sand King. You talk about Phantom Lancer, though, I assume, and well, I was going to say maybe the Yasha into the defusal. He actually is just going to go straight defusal here.
Yeah, I think versus Underlord, it's just better to get that defusal up early. You just take away all his, like, you don't even want to kill him. Just take away all his mana so he can't continuously Firestorm during fights, and then you can take anyone else down.
Another GH here, middle lane. Maledict is up, but look at that Firestorm with the Pit of Malice, keeping them away. Sand King gets in late. I mean, they take out GH, but it comes at the cost of Sand King's life. In the process, Agnostic falls.
Yeah, he's already died 4 times. The thing on Sand King, he is having a rough game right now.
It is.
That's going to be it. But look at that. PL still just free farming. And I like this. I like the PL pick. It seemed a little bit weird, but like they said, they don't have the best clear besides this Underlord for him. So as long as he stays in an opposite lane than him, he's going to be completely fine just farming and possibly solo killing supports.
So I did see some information earlier on the Underlord. I believe I saw it's pretty utility. You know, it is going to be the Arcane Boots at least into a pipe eventually, which no doubt is great this game. And you know, talking about the Radiance, I kind of did forget about the Lifestealer. Lifestealer's build lately has been that Radiance build, so I think naturally we're probably going to see that. Anyways, middle lane, Mind Control's probably dead right here. I'm guessing that's a level 2 Maledict, if anything. So yeah, helping to take him down. However, Miposhka looking to survive and will do so as it becomes daytime. GH can't do nearly enough in the middle lane. This is a Defiance purchase.
Yep. Well, that guy, I don't want to say unkillable, but he's going to become very hard to kill for like the next 5 to 10 minutes. You just can't really focus him, and they're not, right?
How do you take the most advantage of that? A early farmed Underlord, do you push towers with it, or what? You're
going to kind of play like their PL's playing. You're just going to try to go to a lane by yourself and just push towers.
Oh, this too, I guess.
Oh, I want to see, how many can he get?
Stick. Look at that. He's going to try to outlast hit him now with the Sandstorm. Another Firestorm coming out, so might get lucky. Matoma Man going to infest a creep. Center stomps him out. What a play coming out from Matoma Man. However, Gostic running away. Pit of Malzo keeping him in place. GH also in pursuit, but now GH in a pretty bad spot. FN and Yoku rotating over. FN's in the front line. He's running into a bit of a trap himself, though. He's running up the stairs. That's not going to work. FN breathe fire. Ain't going to save him. I don't think so, at least. Yeah, he goes down. So ultimately, they kill a Dragonite after all of that. They're like, you know what? We're fine with that.
Okay, yeah. And Matamba, that was just a heads-up play. Just hops in that Centaur before it dies, gets the stomp off, and we're out.
Ancient seals up on the Lifestealer, though, but eventually wears off. He's going to try to TP out in time with a Maledict Tick. He gets out, and it looks like he's going to live. GH, different story. They at least run him down. So one thing that definitely is consistent with the previous game, Grant, is this is high octane. We already have 13 hero kills in 9.5 minutes.
Yeah, it feels like all the games we've cast today have been just extremely. We're just gonna run at each other while one person on each team farms, right? Underlord on one, and then this PL. 5,100 net worth already. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, really. Again, Naive, Nave, however you want to pronounce it, he's showing that between these two games alone, he can farm. That's one thing he definitely knows how to do well, and understandable why Empire was confident picking him up.
Yep, and there's. And if you yourself at home want to do that, there are a lot of good tools, like just players you can watch, even just guides out there, like farming, knowing when to farm, when not to. It's a good way to learn. Even I plan on watching some of his, like how he played that last game from
top lane. GH again, he's probably dead right here. Can they get something out of this though? He pops his darkness actually as he's about to fall. Well, is he actually dead? Okay, well maybe not. The wand. More tick, and he'll live. Okay, so GH does survive. Never mind.
And now Maledict's down for 4 minutes. Just kidding. Did get nerfed quite a bit. That level 1 Maledict, right? It's just 50 seconds. That is so much. Obviously, it's not level 1 right now, but
level 2. But it's still a long cooldown. Top lane, TP coming in from Underlord. Skywrath still hanging out nearby. Comes out of the nighttime vision, but Matoma Man, the Ancient Seal, that's not going to stop him. Aposhka, he's dead. That was a very ambitious TP there.
Yeah.
He was hoping for the best. That didn't work, though, and he ends up falling. So, Underlord, he's going to Uber onto the middle lane.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's going middle lane, apparently.
What in the world?
Look at that.
Not even some sort of hitting gank, just all right. No. I like how everyone just scatters afterwards. They all just go. Like, Croak is like, why did I come here? I'm going back top.
I don't even know what I was thinking.
What am I doing here?
Doesn't have a swap either, so it's not like an initiation's happening. I mean, runs back
I would say Empire is winning this early game, and they have the tools to continue doing that, right? DK to push towers. Even PL, with how quickly he's farming, he can push towers with that Diffusal Blade, and he's going to have it in 400 gold.
Yeah, they have to be a little concerned about this Phantom Lancer if you're Liquid, no doubt. Gostic, meanwhile, it's using that Sandstorm to continue some effective farm, and got to be getting, well, not too close to the Blink Dagger just yet. A little bit of build up, but 600 gold, so he's working on it at least.
Or Mind Control just keeps timing, using axes to steal those neutrals.
Oh wow, no Diffusal even yet on Phantom Lancer, but it is just about here. I say that because he was doing some decent damage earlier, so the fact that it's not even done on him yet is almost, you know, again, even more reason to be concerned if you're Liquid. But again, coming, you already stressed on why that's going to be important. Hopefully we get a second here to also check on Lifestealer to confirm what he's going for, because like I
assume it has to be the Radiance. More than like maybe Medallion. I would like an early Medallion. Maybe like Phase Boots Medallion into Radiance.
But something about Matoma Man being playing, it's like, yes, the norm lately is Radiance. You're dealing with a Phantom Lancer, but I'm with you. I feel like we're going to see something like that Medallion maybe in the Solar Crest, you know, just a little bit different. But
because PL doesn't do damage to you. If you're raged up or you're out of mana, he does no damage. Like, all his damage comes from the Diffusal illusions. And if you have that armor, he's just going to do no damage when you're out of it. Feels pretty good.
That's an early pipe. Yeah, so there's that farm of Underlord that we were talking about, and you know, what is he going to do with it? Well, that's a pipe at basically 13 minutes, and you would think with that especially, Liquid's got to be pushing here.
Yeah, I think they can. Obviously, FN Dragon Form is going to go down. You might see him try to push something up, but I like this. They're using Diffusal Blade picked up. PL is going to move around a little bit with them now, and I mean he's the scariest threat on the map by far. Which is very rare for an early one. He goes armlet, all right.
Yeah, so there's the information.
Well, Seven Mad's gonna be pretty happy about that. It's back. I can't. It does feel weird. Like I like armlet on a hero, but against the PL when you don't really have the best clear besides like wild axes. Uh-oh. You're gonna run a pill into this?
Kuroki throws out the magic missile, so he's good for now. Trying to run. They get the silence on the Beastmaster. They collapse on it. That defusal auto attack. So much damage from PL. And they kill the Vengeful Spirit. So great couple of finds there for Empire. And you see Shadowblade also just purchased by FN, so Defusal picked up, now the Shadowblade finish. We're stressing a lot on, Liquid with that Underlord and everything, but man, Empire's got a good groove going right now.
And FN's shown, even with a DK, right? He can keep up with some of these flash farmers. Like, we haven't even, FN's known for Shadow Fiend, but man, this guy can farm even with this. Obviously, Breathe Fire is very good, but the fact that he's keeping up with everyone else.
You got to think that, one, again, being Matoma, the style of play does seem like he wants to be invested in fighting more. So I go back to the armlet idea. Is like I figured that's, if anything, is with also the intensity of this game. That's how action-packed it's been. Obviously, an armlet earlier on is going to be much better than trying to farm that Radiant. So perhaps those lines, GH, yeah, no chance for him. I'm guessing that was a Shadowblade initiation. Seems like.
Down. That's the thing, right? I said medallion, but armlet, I mean, it gives you damage, but it's the armor. Armlet gives you, when it's activated, gives you a ton of armor. So you're completely fine with that. They just need to find farm for this Lifestealer somewhere, because it feels like Underlord's taking all the farm, and Matumba does get a tower down bottom, but I think you got to start rotating out. Miracle, you need to start going with the team. Lifestealer, you need to start farming.
Top lane Underlord, he's looking to defend for now. GH TPing in, but there's 5 heroes up here. Brent, I don't think they realize that. Now they do have an Uber out. Can't get it off in time. Pipe is going to be used. Beastmaster TPing in. He's still stun locked down. Miracle, he's dead. Miracle goes down, but Timberman jumps up with the effect. Not the greatest though, but Polishka is going to end up going down, but he gets the Maldic top before that Mystic Flare doing so much damage. And Mike Joe, he got his Primal Roar off just before, but now Phantom Lancer looking to finish off Kuroki at least. Now he's beat down on Lifestealer, but Timberman, the armlet toggle, that ain't going to save him. He goes down. Skyroth finishes off the Vengeful, and GH is in trouble as well. Empire Gaming, a dominating fight here in game number 2. And they're going to get the tower on top of that.
I love it. They just commit the Epicenter on top of that. They actually kill the Underlord, who should be pretty unkillable against like 3 or 4 heroes, but you commit all 5 plus that. They didn't even use the Skywrath ulti on him. They saved that for the Beastmaster, and I mean, they can kill. They have that much magic damage and physical damage. I love the mix.
You were right with the early defusal choice on Phantom Lancer, man, and obviously Nag was as well to go for it. It really is nasty. I think that's a great word. It's almost like Underlord and all that farm that he got early on, it just didn't matter. That's so much net worth that's really just going to not mattering.
Yeah, that's why I like early defusal against Lifestealer and Underlord. Once they run out of mana, I mean, they can right click, but they just don't do anything. They just stand there, and then you have a Skywrath throwing ultis on you. Yeah. Good luck.
I also noticed with, who did I know? So that was the DK, we mentioned the Shadowblade. At least initially, he had this Silver Edge queued up. And, thinking about that, you have a Lifestealer, but how about Underlord, too?
Yeah.
That Atrophy Aura.
Atrophy Aura just goes down. Good.
No damage reduction, though.
No damage reduction. Apologies for that.
How dare you think of a previous patch game? You've only been playing this game for, what, 50 years or something?
A little bit. Lord save us, yeah. Man, Witchstar, I love 3 Sentry Wards. He's had those 3 Sentry Wards for like 2 minutes now. Just hasn't even felt like placing one or getting any counters yet. Doesn't need to. No. They have plenty of counter push with just Miracle, but as he saw, he already got. He's like, I'm just running all the way back to my base. That's not what happened last time.
He does not want to fight with FPL right now. That is for sure. So yeah, he's keeping his distance. DK, he'll gladly accept the room and tank the tower. Even Mind Control trying to split push bottom with Kuroki. See what they can do there. Already see TP going up from Sankey though. He does not have his Epicenter yet, but he has a stun. And never mind, he has an Epicenter. He uses it actually. Kuroki gets caught in it. Oh, he swapped to try to save Mind Control. Mind Control, that Mystic Flare doing plenty of damage. The Primal Roar ain't going to save him in the end, and Kuroki's now also dead, most likely right there. So that absorb what was really going on, but in the end, it's Empire taking it 2-0, and okay, the top tower does stay alive. Obviously, they had to ult TP in.
This was a PL DK on your team. This isn't just like, I'm going to push towers DK. This is FN DK, who was the 3rd most farmed last game, even with them losing. Like, they have plenty to go into the later game. When you have Miracle on Underlord, right? I think it was kind of like Kyle's talking. You want your star player on someone, I mean, his TV, just late game, just carried him. Underlord, you can't do the same thing. He's not a Terrorblade where you just win a team fight by pressing Q and then having 6 items.
You sound bitter.
Well, no, I'm glad we're not seeing Terrorblade. I'm just saying, it feels weird. You put your star player on an Underlord. I kind of agree.
Silver Edge. He has it. He already has a Silver Edge, and
he's not going to get this kill. I just want to see him hit him, though.
Yeah, break him and scare him. Aha, gotcha. Take that.
Tries to bait out the ulti.
Yeah, he's not going to fall for it.
Baits out the pit, though.
There you go. That's a cooldown. Not the longest. Good time, my man nearby. He did have the radiant speed up on Lifestealer, by the way, so choosing to go the one first. Bottom lane, this would be big, but a burrow strike from Gostic. Not only saves Phantom Lancer, but, well, it's probably going to get him killed, but keeping PL alive.
Yeah, that's a 5-man rotation from Dire.
True.
And there's no tier 1 tower to get, so they kind of just rotated a few people uselessly there, and look at that. Man,
he knows.
This guy's a farming machine. He really is. I mean that in a good way. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this guy farming, but he knows what he has to do.
To try to help lead his team to success here as Nate, he's going to get caught eventually, though. The silence comes out, and this is a huge pick. Goes without saying on Phantom Lancer. 400 gold plus the weight of GH. So sure, FN's kind of pushing top lane, but they did not want Phantom Lancer to die there.
That was odd, because he ran and he hit where the tier 1 was under the towers, and he hit there instead of just, I think he could have just ran back to base or TP'd. I don't think he had a TP, but that was just weird. That was definitely a death you didn't need. Well, they underlord top, 5-man.
I wonder if he felt being daytime, he ultimately felt safe, but obviously that wasn't the case. As we saw there.
Pretty big loss, but once again, Liquid just 5-man rotates, so on the map, even just Sand King's farming bottom, better than no one.
Plus 15 atrophy attack bonus damage from heroes coming out for Underlord.
That's a lot of damage. As long as he can actually attack. I'm scared he's just going to get perma-stunned by this DK and Sand King.
That's true.
Ooh, good counterworks from both. We saw actually Maposhka just got one, now Miracle gets one. Nice dodge.
Yeah, good getaway there. I also saw that was a Kaya just purchased actually by Skywrath Mage. I mean, a hero that I guess you would almost expect to see it on, but he's been getting some decent farm actually.
As it feels like everyone on Radiant side at least has some farm. Besides Witch Dagger, but who cares? Your main thing, you throw out a stun that can bounce 10 times. You're happy with that.
Yeah, it's pretty good ability there. With that cask,
that's that's the only thing. I think it's a lot different than the earlier games, right? You have these support 5 positions who can just push towers. In this game, Witch Doctor is actually only good for a stun in his mouth. His ulti is just garbage, especially against an Underlord. Like, I actually think it might just be utter. I wouldn't even skill my ulti. I wouldn't even skill it. I'll just skill my heal like that. I don't know. Unless you somehow have an Aghanims, which he clearly doesn't. But that's going to feel pretty bad versus that team. Once they get a Crimson Guard too.
He has one point. Yeah, that's a good point though. And I did notice that about Underlord. So again, he's still going this very utility, very team playing style of build. But he is kind of getting it faster than normal Underlords would. So there is that way to look at it, right? Where he has a full guarding gear already, his Lifestealer bottom lane. Now trying to make a play at Gostic. Obviously the Sandstorm, there's the Wild Axes, but he blinks away. Night Stalker cannot find him. And Gostic TPs, yeah, he just flew a little bit too late.
Right, the
GH.
Quick TPs there. FN, I mean, he's just fine farming. You get a BKB. Look at this, he's just using it off cooldown.
Yeah.
Not even Arcaner, and he's just using it off cooldown to farm. He's going to go over, steal their Ancients.
I feel like this is a pretty popular hero for FN, and I want to say I see him do this a lot. He just, again, he uses it off cooldown as your suggestion there.
Low middle.
Constantly.
Everybody going maybe Underlord.
That's a tough kill. However, the break is up. You're right. Is it enough damage? Maledict on top of it. The swap eventually coming out from Kuroki. Maybe too late. They'll get him also in return. GH. He's on top of that. The split through from Knife as he doppelgangers away, and he actually makes his way out of there. Mystic Flare. It's not the most damage on GH, and he'll end up living. As Safety, though, he wants more of the two-man stun. Phantom Lancer going forward with another doppelganger. They end up killing Underlord. Now with him dead especially, they can definitely kill more. Down goes Vengeful, and they want a third target. They get the third target in Night Stalker. Empire Gaming, another statement made in this fight, and that's a tier 2 tower very likely. Maybe a kill on mind control, actually. He was trying to be a little creative right there, and a little too creative. Cast hits, and that's a dead Beastmaster.
There's the Radiance, but it doesn't matter. You just lost, not only 4 for 0, you lose your tier 2. They're just going to take complete control. It's not only your top jungle, they can take control of that triangle by your bottom shrine now, and you just don't feel safe unless you get these counter wards up, and it's all Radiant wards on the map you see, except for one by the Dire and bottom. Damn, this is just perfect movement by them. I like, FN didn't even finish far. I said he was going to farm the Ancients. He actually left him at super low HP, just went middle. A nice swap by Kuroki, but they just, this PL, if you don't burst the PL down, his illusions are going to start adding up and just tick for tat kind of thing. Get him.
They see the burn effect here in the middle as he comes out.
Yeah, what's happening? Something's happening.
Not sure about that. FN is like, all right, I'm going to back off. Not going to look to make a play there, but obviously they were thinking about Roshan. It wasn't the quickest though. However, Liquid definitely has a little bit more potential.
That's the one thing when I talk about like how stuff's gonna get changed, I actually can't believe Firestorm still affects Roche. It's just one of those things. I'm like, it's clearly intentional or they would have fixed it. It's one of those weird things.
Oh, the steal attempt from Gostick, but Tomaman will pick it up though. Gostick ends up losing his life because of that death ward, not doing the most damage as mentioned. Maposhka will end up falling shortly after. They are locking down a little bit in the middle of the pit. Actually, that's Mystic Flat. I don't even know what's going on, frankly. They lose the Fatal Lancer though, and now FN, he's being run down. Open wounds on him. Empire Gaming picking a fight. They were not going to win. Double kill from a Tomaman. And you see Yoku, he's just in the background like, all right, I just need to live. But Hiroki, great vision with a wave of terror, swaps him in, and that should be the finish of him. They ultimately clean up all 5 heroes. They don't lose a hero themselves, and they still have the Aegis. Now they're going to kill tier 1 mid. Liquid, they closed a massive gap there.
I mean, they just took the lead of the game somehow. After it looked like, I would say Empire was, I would say like 65-35 ahead. They were doing great, and then Ghosted goes for that steal in the Aegis. He dies. I mean, he's been the one getting these 2 to 3 man stuns, and when he goes for the Aegis and just dies, you lose a big part of your team fight. I mean, Post is just dead again.
Empire, they got way too panicked, frankly. That's what it felt like. It's, as you say, I mean, sure, to make a ninja attempt is fine, but it didn't work.
Your whole 5
Why
heroes.
would you go in after that? It clearly was going to be a bad idea at that point, and they insisted. So obviously it backfires, and Liquid definitely making the best of it. They even kill Maposhka again right there. Tier 2, I mean, they're going to get ultimately like 3 towers out of this, maybe even another one.
And now your farm on DK, it actually just falls off so much right there. You have the Crimson Guard and Pipe Up on Underlord. You have a Radiance now. All this farm your DK got, it pretty much means nothing. Like you're like, PL, I hope you're doing a lot more damage than I am. And unfortunately I mean, Crimson Guard just counts as their entire team. It actually does. Yeah. Crimson Guard plus Pipe.
Yeah, and the attribute are on top of it. Like, Underlord as a hero plus the items that he has, your damage is actually going to be pretty little on the side of Empire, no doubt.
White's going for the S and Y after. And let's just go base. He's picking the Crimson Guard up really quick, and then they'll go to the base.
Yeah, that's going to be, because I said Pipe, Crimson Guard, and his HBR, they really don't have a reason to be scared, it seems like, right now. That massive swing, about 7,000 FN. Well, I guess there's this, the whole, split push idea. So here we go, back into the Radiant phase. So nice force F away, but Man Malik's on him. Gotta be a little bit careful with Death Ward, and remember, he has an Aegis, but we managed to live here. It looks like an Underlord's gonna bring them away. FN, he's gonna be stopped. Got some good damage on it. You know what? Empire definitely making the best of that situation. That's
traded good damage for good damage, but you had one guy just doing it, and you successfully defend against an Aegis. You're good. But now that PL, he's going BKB next. Even with that, it just feels like if the Roar gets on the right PL, he's just going to die instantly. Like, he needs a BKB and a heart at this point.
Both heroes seeing each other right there. They're like, nope, I'm not going in.
And he saw the Radiance burn on him, too. He's like, whoa, okay, there's definitely a life stealer in here.
Yeah, that was a little surprising. Almost the fact that life stealer was inside. That, Beastmaster didn't look for the open, but obviously he didn't know exactly who was nearby. He's just being very cautious at that point. Crimson Guard, as mentioned, though, finished. There's the BKB purchased by FN, but kind of stressing to let you know, is BKB now going to be enough? You need a little bit more, it seems like.
Yeah, you need it on your PL as well, because if only one of them has it, they're just going to ignore him for the most part. Like FN, he's going to right-click, do a little bit of damage, but if you can burst down that PL who doesn't have BKB yet, you're just not worried about FN's damage right now.
Later on, drums from the Vengeful Spirit, but hey, drums still a pretty good item, and nice to have one of those onto your team, someone's like Helm of the Dominator.
That little bit of extra.
Oh, here middle lane, Ancient Seal. Wow, okay, I mean, he melted. That Ancient Seal helping. That's just the Aegis use, and they used an Epicenter for that, so not to take away from that kill of Empire, but you got to think Liquid feels like they might have an opening now.
Yeah, they could without that, but they're just going to run down to the bottom lane, stay off the map a little bit. Neither team really has control of that bottom lane. I'm looking at the map, and all these wards, look, there's 4 wards middle, 2 from each team.
It's true.
And nothing's bottom. So they just run to the dark spot on the map, and GH.
Maledict with the cast. Can't stop the TP, so he will survive. Leaves it back. Working on a Halberd, by the way, so yet another game where we happen to see Halberd, your favorite item.
Yeah, I mean, it's great this game, right? If you get it on the right DK before BKB, and now
That's a kill on FN, unless the TP works. Too much physical damage. That's what we're stressing. It's like BKB. It's a good item, of course, but you still got Prime Aurora lockdown, and the physical presence is
the double aura, right? You have the attack speed and the attack damage from Venge and Beastmaster, respectively. And now Miracle, he can just deep. Oh, nice. The deny. I love it by Miposhka. That was a range creep. Hey, 30 minutes into the game still means something.
Yeah, I'm glad you can appreciate that.
I can always.
Really am.
A range creep deny is like, you know, when you're a kid and you finally get like your first toy pony or whatever you wanted when you were a little kid.
I did not want a toy.
That
pony,
was it. Well, I got a real pony, and that was the best feeling. That's kind of like that. Oh, see ya, Yoko.
Offensive swap. Yoku's dead. 46 seconds now. He has a buyback, but DK does not. He's dead for 20 seconds still at this point. And Liquid, I don't know if they know that 100%, but I mean, they're playing like they're pretty confident in that case. You seen the backlines, by the way? Sand King is trying to cut the creep wave,
but he's nervous because the Underlord, you don't know when he's going to TP in.
Like there, he just TP'd in, so he is going to cut another creep wave, but
they have one full PL.
Oh, what a play by PL. Yeah, is it going to be backdoor protection kicking in?
Got close now.
It's not going to be happening. Buyback from the Skywrath, and DK's up. There's a BKB activated by Phantom Lancer. You see Liquid's like, we need to run, but Matuma Man, he's manning up, actually. Maldic is on him, though.
No mana.
No Aegis, remember, too. He does have wand charges, I believe. They go for Underlord, Mystic Flare, the Prime Aurora. They're locked down off to the side. That's on Witch Doctor, and somebody else right there. They will. No name, but he stays alive as he doppelgangers at the last second. Mind Control now needs to run himself. Trying to get away, throws up the wild axes, clearing out the illusions. If anything, Miracle's also still somehow alive, as tanky as hell. They killed off Lifestealer in the midst of this. And then Ancient Steel connects Gostic with the Barrel Strike to finish the job. Knife survived onto that Phantom Lancer some way, somehow. Kuroki, all he can do is man fight, and that's not going to work. And he, too, is going to be picked off. That ended up working out beautiful for Empire.
Yeah, and only one buyback there for the Skywrath. They're completely okay with that. Was a dieback, but whatever. No, pardon me, it wasn't.
No, 3 for nothing.
Yeah, that is not too shabby. And you defend, you lose a tier 3. Obviously, now that next Roche is going to be a lot harder once they kill that shrine. But you see, even with that pipe from the Underlord, they just blow them up. They use the Mystic Seal as well as the ulti, and you're like, oh, well, it's not doing that much. But then in comes the Epicenter, and that is a ton of damage with the amplification.
Cannot overlook that. So Empire closing the gap, and you see the buyback on Underlord. As mentioned, they're trying to push some tier 3, but especially with buyback on Underlord, that just became a lot more difficult.
They get it with the siege.
Oh, they did. Look at that. They got the tier 3, and they're going to go for the shrine. Top lane, it looks like.
So I was talking about how they're going to get the shrine, but it looks like Empire instead are going to get it. This is big. Getting this secured for the next Roshan. They're going to try to, yeah, they have to defend this for Roche. You just have to.
Yeah, that BKB definitely came into play for Phantom Lancer as well in that last fight. We saw him just kind of activate it very aggressively and kind of set up that whole eventual follow-up. Mystic Flare followed and everything. I mean, everyone just kind of jumped on top of one another. And he mentioned the Epicenter eventually. Really like damage. They catch him initially, kind of, not really. He doppelganger, so he's going to be fine for now, and he just keeps on running the illusions.
I love it.
Open wounds, that's not going to work.
Matumba thought he was going to, because he's been doing, you know, the obvious, I'm going to send my illusion running away and keep the real one nearby. He's like, you know what? I've done that before. I'm just going to actually run away this time. And Matumba, he fell for the bait. But now they're just pushing a tier 3 again.
Yeah, and FN obviously has to be a little bit concerned. Gostic doesn't have a TP, by the way. he's trying to run back, and so this melee rack's taking plenty of damage in the meantime. Gostic, he does have an Epicenter, but you're right, it's dead. And Empire, I don't know if that was planned or not. I gotta say it wasn't planned to just give up a melee racks like that, but clearly they were caught completely off guard somehow.
Oh, that was an interesting play in a good way. It just works out. They chase down, they don't kill the PL, and they're like, okay, this fight's over, and they just continue, and they just get a free melee. That tier 3 tower only had 50 HP, so.
I don't know if they saw Sand King with no TP or not to make that decision, but it clearly was the right one.
Very smart one.
Getting a free Rax kill at a game like this with no contention at all is pretty absurd, frankly. Would not have expected that, but.
I love Venge, as you said, you always wanted drums on a team. Guess what? He's going for the Vlads. He's just, I'm all utility right now.
Yeah, Vlad's not your everyday item, definitely.
Very rarely an every year item at this point.
But it does feel like one of those. Obviously, you got plenty of the R items on Underlord. You know, what's next, right? Like,
no.
Well, what is left? I guess the Helm of the Dominator. I don't know if Beastmaster ended up getting one or not, but yeah, Vlad's no doubt a strong item in its own right, so.
I'm just worried this PL doesn't do damage anymore. Because he went for that BKB third, he just doesn't have the damage to bring anyone down anymore. Like, he had that early defusal, and you saw it. He just owned early game, and now well, you have to go those defensive items, and he's the second most farmed in the game, but it doesn't feel like he really does that much.
Yeah, damage going down a little bit. I wonder what Skywrath, because I saw Skywrath working on the Ags earlier.
Yeah.
And, you know, those Mystic Flares, no doubt it'd be nice. We talked about the Ancient Seal, if anything, amping the damage. So FN, Hunting Mind Control. Obviously, we see Lifestealer inside. They know that, too, with the burn.
They should, at least.
You would hope so. All these creeps just running around crazy.
Because it made me nervous. They were still chasing him, like, and they're under a shrine, so people can TP. You got to be careful. Underlord could TP all three, for all you know.
Yeah, that seemed like could have been a risky play, but hey, you know what? Hey, they're going to pick out the shrine, and
the important shrine,
it's not going to stop it in the end, it seems like. So, free shrine for FN. We'll take it, middle lane. Once again.
I guess, yeah, it's free in some point, but now you don't have Dragon form.
PL, that ancient creep, almost good to the end. He hits split it up with the Matt Death style. Out comes the Mystic Flares. He does have the Axe effect. Croaky with a swap, though. However, Night Stalker not going to be enough. Taking this on, maybe it is. Out comes a Crimson Guard. The lift in the air with the yield on Sand King. He's going to out of that Sand Turtle, at least do his best. Phantom Lance again out of the fight. He's coming back in with the Spirit Lance, keeping the illusions, doing some damage. Actually, the Maledict is up as well. Lifestealer wants to go down. Underlord, he's not taking out the Maledict, and the auto attacks eventually finish him off. He's dead for 90 seconds. And Empire, great reset. They will lose the Witch Doctor as well as the Sand King, but I mean, they kill the cores in Underlord and Lifestealer.
I feel like if Liquid just takes that fight 5 to 7 seconds later, DK would really not be that impactful. He still had his ultimate from killing that top shrine, and it wore off at the very end of that team fight. If you fight without DK ulti, might be a problem, but they fight right into it, and what a play by Empire.
I gotta say too, watching that Phantom Lancer a bit, he did a hell of a job, again, staying alive, if anything. You know, PL, and that's the great thing about a PL, of course, too, is that his illusions still deal okay damage. I know you're talking about the overall damage, maybe not the greatest, but obviously the Maledict placement also helped in there, too. We did see the Axe effect as well from the Skywrath Mage, the double Mystic Flare coming out. No doubt, and I'm sure he's spamming Arcane Bolts that whole time, etc. Definitely an issue for Liquid.
If they want to maybe do Roche, but you just can't.
Yeah, not the greatest Roshan team. That's an obvious weakness right now.
And I don't even think they have a medallion. Like, the medallion just makes it easier. They don't even have that, so back out, but still down to a 1,000 gold lead. Liquid actually losing, even though they got that first Rax. As we've seen previously, getting the first Rax definitely does not mean the win.
No, you got Lifestealer and AC now in the work, so he's going to be pretty bulky, especially once he has that. And AC the good direction, you think? I mean, it is a great tool for assisting sieging as well.
Yeah, I think that. Plus, I mean, these have just been gigantic 5-on-5 team fights, you know, just getting that armor onto everyone.
I just thought, do they have every single aura right now?
I think they might want to
Helm of the Dominator is the only one. Does Beastmaster, I still didn't confirm that if
he doesn't have it. No,
okay,
he doesn't. He was
oh, they find a free kill, it seems like, on FN, the 4-step away. That's not going to work, and now Navid's actually in trouble. If they catch up to him, he's going to doppelganger over the ledge, and Miposhka pretty much going to accept death at this point. Don't tell me he's good. Okay, he's out. Ancient Seal on a Night Stalker. He's just going to run. He's running after, actually, that Skywrath Mage. It's going to be a decent kill on Yoku, and it looks like it will be, so.
No buybacks on either.
True.
This is a now it is a free Roche.
They can do Roshan,
and that's a big one. This is only number 2 though, right?
I believe it's Cheese, yeah.
It is. Okay, I was making sure it wasn't 3. No, 3 yet. So that's 2 kills. Gonna be Roche. Gonna go back in favor of Liquid here. Give it to a Tumba. They just have low cooldowns, right? That's why Liquid's fine. If DK forms down, okay, that's like the longest cooldown besides Epicenter in this game. On Liquid's side, they're just running at you. They have auras. They want to fight. They're active.
Their item auras on top of the hero aura. It really is insane, man. It really is, and you're right.
No downtime.
If they are all 5 together, they are so much amplified on their side, so it's
they're just amps everywhere. On the other side, like you said, the Ancient Seal as well. And now they're just going for it. No buyback from the DK. I don't think you'd use it either way. They're gonna lose this Rax.
Probably lose the melee. Yeah, he's up in 6 seconds. I mean, Skywrath being up, Mystic Flare ready with that Ag, so maybe we'll see them try to defend. In fact, there we go. The team is going to be bot. Name jumps in. That's Phantom Lancer. They just lock down the Witch Doctor, though, so he just melts away the Mystic Flares in the backlash. Not the greatest Mystic Flares, actually. Really doing no damage in the end. Dragon Tail stun. Vengeful, of course, dead. So far on the dire side, as I say that, Crookie buys back, as does Witch Doctor, so nobody dead currently, but Liquid's still hanging around. They want these racks, man. They want what they came for.
Yep. And they know top's pushed in, so they can make a little bit of pressure. Still middle if they want, and Aegis is still up, obviously.
Yeah, of course, it goes on the line stealer there. BKB from Dragon Knight also ready to go. He's going to pop the silver edge for now. I mean, he'll pop the BKB. He will use the forward step forward. Actually, left in a pretty bad spot because that left is going down. Remember the Aegis cell. He'll be coming back up in the back lines. Mind control dealing with the Phantom Lancer not too well. Maybe he is. The Illusion's running after him, however. And then he focuses his attention now on Kuroki, Doppelganger. And the Illusion's helping to tear him through with the Diffusal Blade. In comes the Epicenter. Hits Miracle. Sinking the Illusion's on life. Gets forced up the way. No, there's some great Mystic Flares right there doing some great damage. Not enough though. The pipe, enough mitigation. She's eaten by Underlord in the midst of the fight. How is Beastmaster the only hero dead right now? Sand King looks like he's going to fall as well. As Life Stealer and Best Bombs actually healing up, if anything. Maposhka overextended. He ends up going down, but 3 deaths despite so much clashing going on is absolutely insane to me.
Kuroki's positioning during that whole fight, it looked like he was going to die with 200 HP. He somehow gets to the backline, gets a good stun. He gets the Sentry and the stun down on that Sand King. It just wins him the fight. Because Ghosting has just been causing havoc on him, and they finally get him locked down, and they just win the team fight because of it. And they do get a full set of racks, and because top was pushed in, they get the ranged racks as well. So 2 full racks is down now.
2 full racks is...
And they can go again. They, like I said, they just don't have long cooldown on Liquid. They want to fight. They're active.
Beastmaster's up in 7 seconds, so why not? Yeah, they're already moving bottom lane. That last lane remaining. As you're mentioning, BKB picked up by Night Stalker. It's going to be delivered out. Underlord, he's almost level 25 as well. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that is the building damage talent that he could choose to get if he wants. So we'll see if that's the case. I'm blanking on what the other one is. It's the Pit of Malice. Oh, yeah, he gets the building damage, right?
I don't think so. With buildings are down, the Pit of Malice route.
I guess they are 2 sets of racks already.
And versus PL Illusions as well. Because PL Illusions can't BKB through them.
That's true. All right, so yeah, good discussion, Grant. You're right.
I mean, Firestorm, I think if you're like maybe in a losing game or something and you're doing some split push tactics, but they're just running as 5.
Yeah.
So I think you just go for the route.
That's mind control. Oh, they find a big target in Phantom Lancer. The force step initially, the swap back in. Oh, that might have hurt him. And actually, Life Stealer was going for it, but no. Will successfully get the kill. Pit of Malice. It does lock down Maposhka. He's dead. Obviously, PL does have a buyback. Did he use a BKB there? I'm blanking, actually. Anyway, Skywrath Mage, he's going to get picked off, too. He has a buyback. There's a buyback he used on Phantom Lancer. Speaking of BKB, GH will use his. And yes, to answer the question, Phantom Lancer did use his before his death there. So it's on cooldown now.
And now middle's pushed in, so no backdoor protection.
Liquid trying to finish the series 2-0 right here. Empire on their last leg, no doubt. FN pops the other Dragon Force, says we got to try something. Got it, goes in. Underlord, though, it's close without saying a very tough, difficult target. Good damage on, disarm effect from the Heaven's Halberd on FN, the Ancient Seal, but GH will just simply walk away as the lockdown stops. So Liquid once again going to reset and go for the tower. They're going to go for the racks and again look to spawn mega creeps this time.
It looks like they should be able to get this even with everyone alive. FN, oh, he gets spotted out. This is going to be rough.
Bit of Malice. He's just being zoned out right now. You see the objective gaming from Liquid. The Mystic Flares are out, though. Underlord took a lot of damage. Kuroki eventually swaps over, so he might die, but got his teammate out in Miracle. Kuroki in the front lines. Eventually, yes, is going to get picked up. To answer the question, Egg, though. He gets locked down by the front ward despite the BKB is up. He's not taking the most damage. He will fall, however. He's dead for 110 seconds. No buyback to be had as those Mjolnir procs coming out from FN, but GH just doesn't care with that BKB.
He's the only one here.
Standing up on the Night Stalker, dude. Your team is not here, bro. They just all left him.
See ya.
And so he'll end up going down. I'm guessing that was an Uber on out.
Yep. He almost got that. If he got that kill in DK, I think they call good game. I love the attempt by GH, but yeah. There's Megas, there's PL, there's a good game. And well, Liquid, Empire put up a great. I think Empire they looked really good. I want to say, especially game number 1, 2. I think was more of a draft issue than anything. I think they still played really well for like what they were up against, but once Liquid realized, hey, we can just